Good morning, USA. I'm your host, Mr. Nick. How you doing? Sorry about yesterday. I had to take a day off. Bear in mind, I am the only one running this operation. The only one. Anyway, again, you're watching Good Morning USA with Mr. Nick, your host. Let's get right on to the top news and headlines of the day. Breaking Trump. This is from Conservative Tribune, by the way, courtesy of Conservative Tribune, and it is written by Benjamin Ari. Hopefully I get his name right. Breaking Trump breaks silence on Sheriff Joe. Get ready for riots. Oh boy. Well, please, folks, let's not be rioting. I know there's sure a lot of lunatic behavior out there, but let's all try to be smart and intelligent about how we behave, especially if you support Donald J. Trump. Mayor of Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio might have been hit. It was hard news 2 weeks ago, but the former Arizona lawman might be getting a life-changing phone call from President Donald Trump soon. The president has confirmed he is looking at officially pardoning the controversial sheriff, according to a Fox News report. I am seriously considering a pardon for Sheriff Arpaio, Trump stated on Sunday. He has done a lot in the fight against illegal immigration. He is a great American patriot, and I hate to see what has happened to him. We all do. As long as people are trying to obey the law and trying to hold people accountable to obey the law, there are laws in the books that we must follow, we must obey. And those are just, that's so flat out, so we'd all go crazy too fast if there were, nothing. Trump also indicated that he will likely make a decision on the Arpaio pardon in the next few days. The 85-year-old retired officer was found guilty on July 31st of a misdemeanor contempt of court from his time in office when he continued to back enforcement effort against illegal immigrants in Maricopa County, Arizona. Okay, so they're trying to frame Joe Arpaio, it sounds like to me. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, they're trying to frame him, it sounds like to me. The court system, that charged him in that county, it's a misdemeanor, and it is absolutely atrocious how the left will go after the conservatives so badly and so hard. But so many in the right, so many in the Republican Party, just they wimp out. They're just wimpy weasels. I've been a conservative probably 95% of my, most of my life. I've always held conservative views, even when I was a child, I think. But I'm so tired of the damn Republican. So many Republicans just don't get it. And by the way, I have some more information coming up. Stay tuned. There are 30 Republican senators that are willing to uphold the liberal obstructionist view of things and not allow President Donald J. Trump to get anything done. So let's continue with our top headline and news of the day here. Folks, if you are, if you do that stuff, please pray for our president. Please pray for Joe Arpaio, Sheriff Joe Arpaio as well, and pray for the president for sound judgment. As I believe you all know that I know President Trump has very sound judgment, but just pray for him that that with all the garbage going on in D.C. that he can hold it together. I mean, that would make anyone crazy, all the damn corruption in D.C. So, this must be right straight out of the District of Corruption here. The 85-year-old retired officer was found guilty on July 31st of a misdemeanor contempt of court. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. From his time in office when he continued to back enforcement efforts against illegal immigrants in Maricopa County, Arizona. He could face up to 6 months in jail from that charge, although he has not yet been sentenced. Why do you suppose that is, my friends? He's not yet been sentenced. Why do you suppose that is? This is an attempt by the liberal cunts. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I did. The silly, lunatic liberal party to try to silence us all. Okay? Cannot allow them to silence us. Liberals piled on our pile for enforcing state and federal laws near the border with Mexico. The sheriff became hero to many conservatives as he gained a national profile for fighting illegal immigration during the Obama era. It looks like Trump is one of his many fans. Is there anyone in local law enforcement who has done more to crack down on illegal immigration than Sheriff Joe? Trump said, according to Fox. He has protected people from crimes and saved lives. He doesn't deserve to be treated this way. Word of the president's possible pardon quickly reached the tough but aging former cop. I am happy he understands the case, Arpaio said to Fox News. I would accept the pardon because I am 100% not guilty. And Sheriff Joe is absolutely correct. He is 100% not guilty. He was enforcing the law. The law. The law of the land is you come here legally. Period. Or you don't come. Many countries would just shoot you first for doing that. It's likely that a potential pardon from Trump would throw open border advocates into a tizzy. Well, they've been in a tizzy since Donald J. Trump got elected president of the United States. What are they talking about? All right. These stupid liberals, I'm just so tired of them. When you boil it all down, however, Sheriff Joe was basically hauled into court for doing his sworn duty, enforcing the laws of his state and the nation. It seems bizarre that a law enforcement officer is being punished for doing exactly what his job title states. If he is sheriff, he is elected locally by the local citizens of that local municipality, and that local municipality has all the authority in the local municipality. They have their authority in many times supersedes the authority of any federal orders. Folks, let's look into the Convention of States. All right, let's do your homework on it. Please get back to me in the comments section. Let's get these liberal asshole lunatics out of the way, and also the 30 Republican. We're going to call them rhinos for now. They are Republican in name only. Maybe they're winos. Perhaps they're winos. Just, that's all they know how to do is whine. Oh, President Trump made us work. Okay. Anyways, you're right. All these asinine people in our government. So glad they we patriots elected Donald J. Trump President of the United States. And yes, liberal junkies, he is the President of the United States, your president and mine. Period. When you boil it all down, however, Sheriff Joe was basically hauled into court for doing his sworn duty, enforcing the laws of his state and the nation. Sorry, I reread that. It seems bizarre that a law enforcement officer is being punished for doing exactly what his job title states. Arpaio may be controversial, but he believed in protecting the citizens of his state from the chaos of a wild border, and if Trump decides to take action, Sheriff Joe might be getting the last laugh. Please share this article on Facebook if you believe that immigration and border laws need to be enforced. What do you think of Sheriff Joe and this development? Scroll down to comment below. Again, this article comes to you courtesy of Conservative Tribune. And please do share my videos, share this article, go to Conservative Tribune, get this out far and wide. Go to Facebook if you're on Facebook, Twitter if you're on Twitter, gab.ai, scene.live. Jump on and share whatever you can share. Let these people know Sheriff Joe Arpaio is under attack by the liberal lunatics. Alright. And it must stop. Also let President Trump know, tweet President Trump and let him know that you support his idea of pardoning Sheriff Joe Arpaio, or former Sheriff Joe Arpaio. This is absolutely sick. This is a desperate plan by the lunatic liberals to take away your duly elected president, Donald J. Trump. To officially try to nix any power that he has. I think it's absolutely sick, folks, what they're doing. Okay, so we're going to read up here. We're going to see what the Conservative Tribune has to say about Charlottesville mayor lays blame for violence on President Trump. This is by Davis. Hey, that's all it says, by Davis. What the hell is that? On Saturday, the United States watched in horror as violence engulfed Charlottesville, Virginia. Far-right and far-left protesters clashed with each other. Okay, folks. The far-right, the so-called far-right, while there may be some extremists on both sides, they're trying to intimidate Trump supporters of President Trump by calling them far-right. That's what I believe. Not everybody that supports President Trump is far-right. Number one, in that case, I truly believe the police didn't do their job, or their superiors were telling them to stand down and let things break out, because this is exactly what the lunatic liberals want. They want chaos to break out. They want it to be so chaotic for President Trump that he just gives up and walks away. They are doing their damnedest to prevent President Trump from having a successful presidency. Guys, get those petitions out. Go to petitions.whitehouse.gov. Get those petitions out. File them. Create them. Figure out what you can sign that's already there. Get them out. Share them. Let's go. We've got to knock this. We've got to get these liberal junkies and these rhino jackasses to knock this crap off. Okay, so we'll read over this first paragraph again. On Saturday, the United States watched in horror and violence engulfed Charlottesville, Virginia. Far-right and far-left protesters clashed with each other, culminating in one far-right protester driving his car into the far-left protesters, killing a woman and injuring several. Immediately after this act of domestic... You see how they've always got to point out that the far-right did something to hurt someone? They never mentioned the far-left doing something to hurt somebody, such as the weird, mentally ill actor who decided it was a good idea to show a fake beheading of President Donald J. Trump. Right on video on YouTube. Disgusting. And it gave President Trump's 10-year-old son nightmares. This is disgusting. Immediately after this act of domestic terror, liberals began looking around for someone to blame. Yeah, there we go. There's the Conservative Tribune we know. Immediately after this act of domestic terror, liberals began looking around for someone to blame, and they all seemingly settled on one target, President Donald Trump. Oh, damn, he's guilty. Donald Trump, you're guilty. These stupid shitheads. He's not guilty. President Trump is absolutely 100% not guilty of anything, including Russia, 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 Russia. I'd like to shove that Russia down their throat. Okay, so Charlottesville Democrat Mayor Michael Signer singled out Trump for the violence, placing the blame for the day's events on him and his administration, the Daily Caller reported. I mean, look at the intentional courting, both on the one hand of all these white supremacists, white nationalists, a group like that anti-Semitic group, and then look on the other hand, the repeated failure to step up, condemn domestic, denounce, silence, put to bed all those different efforts, just like we saw yesterday. Signer explained during an interview with CNN's Jake Slapper. Tapper, is it Tapper? I don't know what he's tapping. He must be tapping the booze keg. Okay. The only problem with Signer blaming the White House is that if anyone should be blamed for what happened on Saturday, besides those who condemned crimes, it is Signer himself. As mayor of the city, it was his responsibility to deploy police officers, protect citizens, and ensure that the protest didn't turn violent. He failed across the board, and now an innocent person is dead. I'll get into more of this here in a minute. Yes, he failed as mayor. He absolutely failed as mayor. It is the mayor or the governor of a state's job to secure law enforcement locally and statewide. It is not the President of the United States' job to go and, you guys need more security. That's called a dictator. President Trump stayed out of it because it was a local affair. And this is done by design by the liberal people, by George Soros, by everyone, whoever supports any liberal. This is done by design, by the whole liberal, all those weird people. I'm a little animated today. Not very happy with what's going on. Even liberal outfits pointed out that the authorities, that would be Mayor Signer, let the violence unfold. Aha, there it is. Even liberal outfits pointed out that the authorities, that would be Mayor Signer, let the violence unfold. ProPublica noted that during the protests, many police simply stood by and watched as the violence unfolded, opting to take a more hands-off approach. In a tweet, the ACLU wrote that police stated they would not intervene until given command to do so, indicating that someone in the city government ordered the police to stand down while violence engulfed the city. Aha, there it is. The liberal plan to try to take down the conservatives and their duly elected governments. Watch out, Trump Nation. Watch out, patriots. Watch out. Watch your back. If you voted for Donald Trump, you must stay strong. You must stay strong. This is a plan, a plot, and this is, I sincerely believe, this is a soft coup, perhaps moving into a hard coup. So stay tuned for more on that. And I bet you I'd probably get some backlash from probably YouTube and a whole bunch of weirdos out there. Trump didn't make a violent racist thug commit murder. Trump didn't make violent leftist thugs beat up a reporter and cause mayhem. Blaming him for the day's horrors is ridiculous. And blaming him for the day's horrors is ridiculous. Signer knew these protests were going to happen long before any violence broke out. He could have prepared the city for what was going to happen, but he failed to do his job. He didn't fail, he refused to do his job. He is the mayor of that city. It is his responsibility. As, for instance, where I live, the mayor of this city, in fact, President Donald Trump, when he was candidate Donald J. Trump, visited my city. And we had somebody within the city government, somebody within the county government here, figured it out. And by golly, they had plenty of law enforcement around. Besides any of the candidate Donald Trump's, when he was candidate Donald Trump, any of his security detail. So whatever security detail he had that with him. Plus he had the local law enforcement, city and county, and even I think some state police. So the whole state was aware. You know, the whole state I live in. I live in Michigan, and the whole state was aware, and they were protecting. It seems like they were trying to protect every city, perhaps except where the Libertard government is in Detroit. Yeah, I think they have more of a Libertard government over there in Detroit. Not sure. I'll have to do another video on that. Okay. If he wants to blame anyone, he should go take a look in the mirror. Yeah, he should. Share this on Facebook and Twitter and let us know who you think is responsible for the violence that plagued Charlottesville on Saturday. What did you think of the mayor's claims? Scroll down and comment below. And again, it's coming to you from Conservative Tribune. Alright, and boy. I'm gonna see about this here. Let's see what we got here.
Terrifying events, quote, right at the doorstep of the White House and the people around the president, unquote.
I'm gonna let you take a quick listen to this video here. Alright, guys?
President Trump responded to the events yesterday, condemning all sides for the violence.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
On many sides, the president's uncharacteristically vague and carefully written remarks have come under withering criticism from many members of his own Republican Party for not singling out the hateful white nationalist protesters nor calling the action what many say it is.
Alright, my friends, I'm sorry, I can't stand to listen to garbage. Such as what they're trying to, they're trying to single out Donald J. Trump as a white supremacist racist. He's not, nor are many of his supporters. In fact, I don't think any of his supporters are. However, the lunatic left is starting to make many on the right so crazy. It's showing. It's really showing. But stay focused, my friends. Patriots, stay focused. Wake up. Stay focused. Stay awake. And stay focused. Let's never give up. Let's never give up the fight for right, okay? And the fight for right here, when I say that, is what's right and what's good is good for all, okay? And simply put, we don't want to do anything violent. No one wants to do anything violent. And while those people, you feel bad for them, you feel compassion for them, that was the local mayor's responsibility in that case to secure the law enforcement he needed. It was a local event sponsored apparently by the local government, or at least it was their responsibility, period. Go on and on. So, we're going to take another look at you guys ever hear the new Atari that's coming out? I mentioned it briefly here. I think several videos back now. Anyway, we're going to take a quick look at their website. They're little by little they're adding more information to it. So, it's just a video, and it's got a few of those, few models of it. But then there's a few places you can go, like you can look at, perhaps getting a job. And then, press, developers, jobs, news and updates, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Anyway, it's something called the Atari Box. It's supposed to be pretty unique, I understand. So shall we get into some weather? Let's do that, huh? And again, if you don't know what you're watching, this is Good Morning USA with your host, Mr. Nick. Good Morning USA. What do you think, folks? Shall we take a break and grab a coffee? Take a little swig of coffee? Yeah, let's do that. A little bit longer show today. Get a little bit more time. Feel a little bit refreshed. Got my hair cut. But man, I was unimpressed. Dang, haircut came to $17. I threw a $2 tip on there and didn't realize it, but they charged me $17. It just getting a little too expensive. I'm gonna have to start cutting my own, even if it doesn't come out good. If I'm paying $17 for a good steak, that's one thing, or a good, good burger, that's one thing. Pay $17 for a haircut? That's a totally other thing. That's my coffee. This is good coffee. Not as good as my other one, though. This is actually my cheap coffee. But it's okay. It's good. So, the weather conditions today, if you live in or near around Traverse City, Michigan, your current temp is 65, feels like 65, high 75, low of 58. Currently, supposedly, there's some rain in the area. I'm kind of looking outside. It doesn't appear to be. Closest strike in the last 30 minutes, 519 miles. Nothing for you to worry about if you're in Traverse City, Michigan, or near it. UV index is high, 7. Pollen is medium high at 9.0. And we have our sun up, or sunrise. It was at 6:44 a.m. Sundown is at 8:48 p.m. Getting earlier, folks. Yeah, it's getting earlier. That sunset is getting earlier. And that's if you live in northern Michigan. Typically, if you live somewhere on the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, your sunset's probably going to be more like 9:30, somewhere in there. So, around the Eastern Shore, Maryland, Sherwood, Maryland, Easton, Maryland, we have a current temp of 77, feels like 77, high is 78, low is 71. Currently, there is rain showing up on the radar. And we have, again, this is coming courtesy of Weatherbug out of Germantown, Maryland. Hope they don't mind the plug. Closest strike in the last 30 minutes, if you live in Sherwood, Maryland, or near there. What's that? Woo! Excuse me, bless me. Okay, closest strike in the last 30 minutes to Sherwood, Maryland, or near there, 282 miles away. So no lightning, no thunder yet. There are thunderstorms expected. Winds are fairly calm at the moment. Southeast 2 mile an hour, southeast 2 mile an hour gusts, average east southeast 0 mile an hour. And so their UV index is high. Pollen rate down there is medium high at 7.8. And we also have sunrise at 6:18 a.m. Sunset at, are you kidding me? It says 8 p.m. Wow, I didn't expect that. It stays lighter here. That's interesting. Did not expect that. And Sherwood, Maryland, Eastern Maryland, that area, you're probably experiencing some rain at this moment. If you live in or near in around Naples, Florida, your current temp is 85, feels like 98. High of 90, low of 78. And folks, if you're in there with the high heat index, please pay attention to your body signals. Hydrate well. Keep yourself, get those fluids in you when your body. Pay attention to what your body's telling you. Closest lightning strike is 270 miles. 270 miles if you live in Naples, Florida. Current UV index for Naples, Florida is 12 extreme, so avoid sun exposure and apply sunscreen. Pollen, 4.2, low to medium. Sunrise is about, looks like 6:36, and wow, are you kidding me? Naples, Florida, sunset is 8:03? That's weird. I always thought because it was always, always hotter out there, it would be lighter longer. That's weird. So, Clarkson, Georgia. Current temp is 79. Feels like 79. High at 93. Low of 75. It's getting there. Closest strike in the last 30 minutes if you live in Clarkson, Georgia, is 345 miles away. And current wind is 4 miles an hour, no gusts. UV index is very high, 10. Minimize sun exposure and apply sunscreen. Pollen is 4.8, low to medium. Sunrise was 6:51 a.m. Sunset is 8:12 p.m. And how about one more today for northeastern Illinois? We'll do. Yeah, you guys called me. I got a buddy over in northeastern Illinois. I'm sure he'd appreciate this one. So, 64 degrees is your current temp. Feels like 64. High 69. Low 60. Current closest lightning strike is 579 miles to northeastern Illinois. Give me one moment, folks. I've got to take care of something. After that little sneeze. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Alright, my friends, I'm back. That sneeze was hard. Ooh. Anyway, so. Sunrise for you in northeastern Illinois was 6:28 a.m. And your sunset will be about, looks like 8:36 p.m. Alright, my friends. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to get one of these out every morning. Wish me luck, though, because I do currently work for the Kmart, and I went to the unemployment office yesterday. They told me that I had to be looking for work full-time. Why, if I got unemployment. So I have to be looking for work full-time, even though I'm scheduled for a flight out of state, and I've got the flight is already, it's like booked. I got the itinerary, and they're telling me I have to look for work. Oh, and you can look for work out where you're at. I'm roughly about 2,000 miles away from where I'm currently sitting. So I can work for full-time. I can look full-time for work while I'm out on vacation. That makes sense to anybody? So I told him, no, I've already got a couple job prospects for when I, lined up for when I come back. No, you still got to be looking for work full time. Okay, but I'm 2,000 miles away. I'll be 2,000 miles away from here. Well, you can look out there. So, anybody that's 2,000 miles away from northern Michigan, will you ask them what the commute's like for an employee, if they'd consider an employee commuting 2,000 miles from 2,000 miles away on a daily basis? Leave it in the comments section, see what they tell you. I'm curious. This is how messed up our freaking government is. The unemployment office in Michigan wants me to be looking for work full time, even though I'm on vacation for a month. And the two potential employers that I've referred to have told me, we want you to go on vacation first, get your rest. We want you fresh if we hire you. We want you to start ready and fresh and ready to go. Be ready to go if we decide to hire you. So they're not even rushing around to do this. They want to make sure that the people, because I work for a closing Kmart, the people that are doing that, losing their jobs like that, they want to make sure that they have, cleared their heads, that sort of thing. But I thought that was just absolutely ridiculous. I have to be looking for full-time for work. I have to be spending my time looking for work while I'm trying to rest. Makes a lot of sense to me. I think the government needs to re-examine their own heads. All of them. Anyway, on those 30 senators, I should bring that up here real quick, because this disturbs me. They are willing to work with Democrats to obstruct President Donald J. Trump. To absolutely obstruct him. Let's see if we can bring this up. This is a thing I got from American Family Association. And folks, it's very important. AFA, American Family Association, ACLJ, American Center for Law and Justice, Judicial Watch, Freedom Watch. These are all extremely important websites, YouTube channels. Please, if you find them on YouTube, subscribe to them. Hit that bell notification. And do all the petitions they ask you to do. Because this is absolutely insanely ridiculous. I'm trying to put my password in. It's insane already. See, I'm getting messed up. Anyway, let's see if I can find this amongst all my junk mail here. Give me one moment here. Let's see, my friends. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Also, check out James O'Keefe's videos, Project Veritas. Project Veritas. Vertias. Extremely important. Follow up on this stuff. Okay, so where did we go here? Okay, here we go. This is an email I received from the AFA. Action alert. 30 senators. 30 Senate Republicans defending Democratic obstruction. Again, go to AFA, American Family Association. Sign that freaking petition. Sign it. These people got to get their asses to work. Boy, my video is probably going to get flagged. But I don't care. This disgusts me. This disgusts me how people can be so stupid and so bullheaded. These Republicans should be ashamed of themselves. You know what I see? I think I see Mitch McConnell in these pictures. And, oh yeah, quite a few. Wow, quite a few recognizable Republicans. Oh my gosh. I think Susan Collins is in here. Yeah, Mitch McConnell's in here. Oh boy. What is wrong with the Republican Party? Are you kidding me? They were elected to do a job and they can't see past their own rear ends. Oh, jeez. So anyway, folks, the U.S. Senate has a 52 Republican majority that can get a conservative agenda through the Senate, but 30 of these senators have declared they support the obstruction of Democrats. These 30 establishment Republicans, Republican legislative filibuster. Okay, these 30 establishment Republican senators oppose putting an end to the ongoing obstruction of Democrats' legislative filibuster. As U.S. Representative Trent Franks, Republican Arizona, recently said, it is time for America to abolish the 60-vote Senate. Yeah, actually, I agree with him. As U.S. Representative Trent Franks, I said it was one of the Rhino Republicans. Sorry. Trent Franks, Republican Arizona, recently said it is time for America to abolish the 60-vote Senate rule to end the filibuster. Let's agree with Mr. Franks, okay? Trent Franks, Republican Arizona, he is the one that is sick and tired of this garbage obstructionism, just like you and me, patriots. Rise up, stand up, get those petitions out. AFA.net, AFA Action, American Family Association. ACLJ, Change is a good one, change.org. Petitions.whitehouse.gov. Get them out, sign them, share them. Create petitions if you don't see one. That's right up your alley, patriots. We gotta defend. And defend yourselves because your government is not looking out for you. Contrary to what they tell you. Donald J. Trump, I do believe, is. And there are a few. Trent Franks apparently is trying. But they're going to need our support, guys. Okay? Financially, whatever you can do. Financial, prayer, whatever you can do. However you can do it. Do it. So, go to AFA. For one thing, you go to AFA and sign this this petition. Apparently, Trent Franks, Republican Arizona, is in favor of this. And so let's support him and get these people to do their freaking jobs that we elected them to do. They're in there for reason, for purpose, and they can't see past their own rear ends. Anyway, folks, that's gonna have to be enough for now. I'm getting pretty triggered here. I've had it with these liberal jackasses. You know, it's just, it is what it is. And but you and I, patriots, we gotta stand together, stand strong. Fight's not over. We don't have to fight violence. We don't have to fight violence with violence. We can fight in a mature way. We can find ways to fight that will bring people closer together, hopefully. There is a lot of evil in this world. Anyway, folks, this is it for now. This is Good Morning USA with Mr. Nick, not to be confused with Good Morning America. This is Good Morning USA, not to be confused with Good Morning America. Help me, by the way, help me just knock these liberal junkie so-called news networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN especially. Help me knock them down to size. Okay? Hey guys, have a great day. Mr. Nick, your host for Good Morning USA. Great day. God bless. I'm out.